Here we go, y'all. We're gonna do Jarvis Butt's official verdict. Clean and uncut on a fresh stream. Okay, I have the court documents right here. All right, and we're gonna read these. So this is the State of Michigan Third Judicial Circuit Court Criminal Division, right? And we have settlement offer, advice of rights, notice of acceptance. All right, this is the State of Michigan versus Jarvis Raymond Butts. So he took the settlement offer. What was the settlement offer? So we have first, check no charge reduction. You will plead to the following charges. Count 3, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Okay. Statutory maximum penalty 15 years and lifetime electric monitoring. The people agree to dismiss. Count 1, criminal blank. I'm gonna just because I'm not gonna keep repeating that same word, but we know what that word is, right? Criminal blank conduct, first degree. Count 2, criminal blank conduct, first degree. Count 4, we went from 2 to 4, criminal blank conduct, second degree. Count 5, criminal blank conduct, second offense notice. Count 6, criminal blank conduct, second offense notice. We have a withdrawal notice to enhance sentence, habitual offender, fourth offense notice, mandatory 25-year sentence. Sentence agreement. Terms and conditions. As to count 3, which is what he is left with after those are dismissed. Counts 1 is dismissed. Count 2 is dismissed. Count 4 is dismissed. Count 5 is dismissed. And count 6 is dismissed. And those are all criminal blank conduct, 2 first degrees, 1 second degree, and 2 second offense notices, right? So we're going to withdraw the notice to enhance the sentence to habitual offender, fourth offense notice, mandatory 25-year sentence. Greetings, y'all. Hit the like for me. Thank you. So, my comprehension on this says they gave him count 3, criminal blank conduct, second degree. And that carries a 15-year lifetime of electric monitoring. They took away 5 counts of criminal blank conduct, 2 first degrees, 1 second degree, and 2 second offense notices. They withdrew a notice to enhance the sentence to habitual offender, fourth offense notice, which carries a mandatory 25-year sentence. So that was able to be withdrawn because they withdrew all of those counts. I don't like this. So the sentence agreement, terms and conditions, as to count 3, 10 to 15 years. Lifetime electric monitoring, blank offender treatment, no contact with Jania's family, because it says no contact with Jania Butts or family, but she's no longer here. What's up, V-Dub? She's no longer here, so we know that that's not possible. Hold on, y'all. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Ugh. I know what this is. Okay, no, because we gonna do this. That's early. Okay, okay. All right, back to what we was doing. Let me get my cozy fuzzy wuzzy. Okay, so back to the terms and conditions. So for count 3, he's gonna get 10 to 15 years. They're gonna give him lifetime electric monitoring. He's gonna get the sex offender treatment. Don't say that. Don't say that. No contact with Janiah Butts. Nobody's contacting Janiah. Wait, Janiah's last name is not Butts. What? Okay, Janiah, Janiah Harris. His last name is Butts. I'm uncomfortable. His last name is Butts, not hers. Okay. Or her family, right? Any restitution if applicable, as it should be, but what does he got to give? I guess he can work in prison. I don't know. Any other terms and conditions as set forth by the court. Maybe they'll add something, probably not, because it's not in this agreement. And this is to run concurrent with cases, and they listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other cases. Okay, so let's continue because they're gonna list those other cases. Legal jargon. All right, so here we go. So people settlement offer, no charge reduction. So here we are on count 2. Blank actual conduct. Okay, criminal. I don't know why I said blank on that. Blank actual conduct, second degree. That has a statutory maximum penalty of 15 years of lifetime electric monitoring. Whoop-de-doo. The people agree to dismiss. Here we are dismissing more yet again. Count 1, criminal blank conduct in the first degree. Count 3, criminal blank conduct, second offense notice. Okay, so by doing that, we have a withdrawal notice to enhance sentencing, habitual offender, fourth offense, which carries a mandatory 25-year sentence. So we're taking away that habitual offender, fourth offense, mandatory 25-year sentence because we're dismissing count 1 and 3 of criminal blank conduct in the first degree and second offense notice. The terms and conditions of this, that's to count 2, 10 to 15 years. Lifetime electric monitoring, whoop-de-doo. This good old sexual, I keep forgetting not to say that. The offender treatment, right? No contact with Paris Bryant or family. So in this situation, we know that that means that that was the victim's name, right? Any restitution if applicable. So hopefully they put a large dollar amount on him, and he gonna have to work and always pay. And other terms and conditions set forth by the court to run concurrent with these other cases, right? Okay, that's count 2. So far, a bunch of trash. So far, all we got is 2 sentences of 10 to 15 years. An ankle bracelet that he's stuck with for life, and the blank offender treatment. So he don't get the deluxe treatment. Don't mess with the people family, and maybe we'll give you some restitution. It's not on here. Why is it not on here? But we don't care. That boy don't got no money. So here we are again. Count 2, criminal blank conduct, 2nd degree, that carries a statutory maximum penalty. You already know. A 15-year lifetime electric monitoring. So he got a permanent ankle bracelet. Whoop-T motherfucking do. I'm excited. Are you excited? We're all excited. So now the people agree to dismiss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counts on this one. So we doing a lot of dismissing, y'all. Blank conduct in the 1st degree, 2nd offense notice, 2nd degree, 2nd offense notice, 2nd degree again, and 2nd offense notice again. So by doing that, we withdraw the notice to enhance the sentence to habitual offender 4th offense that carries the mandatory 25-year sentence. So he will not be getting that 25-year sentence mandatory, because we are taking away all of those that qualifies him for that. Okay? All right. We know what Jarvis did. I just spent hours on this. Okay, so we're not confused on that. You can always go back to my live. Here we go on count 1. Count 1, criminal blank conduct, 2nd degree. Whoop-de-doo. Just so I don't forget to throw that in there. And you know what the prize is. Come on now, y'all. He gets the bracelet. And the people agree to dismiss. Who these people? 3 counts. Criminal blank conduct, 2nd degree, 2nd offense notice, and another 2nd offense notice. So by doing that, we are withdrawing habitual offender in the 4th offense notice. Sentence agreement. As to count 1, 10 to 15 years. Lifetime ankle bracelet, and you get the deluxe treatment. No contact with Michaela Jackson or family. I don't know that I'm supposed to be saying her name. This is public record, but I don't know. Any restitution, if applicable. Any other terms and conditions set forth by the court. Costs and fines. I think that one is new. And it runs concurrent with the other cases. Are we impressed yet? We're not impressed? Okay. So we have next account 1, criminal blank conduct in the 3rd degree. My heat went off. Fire, weather, what in effect? Now this one is a little different. This is a criminal blank conduct in the 3rd degree. So that means it's a person 13 through 15. And the statutory maximum penalty for that is a 15-year mandatory, AIDS and STD test. So because of that, sir, for 15 years, we're going to test you. We're going to test you. Okay? Okay? All right, cool. Now we're going to agree to dismiss count 2, criminal blank conduct, 2nd offense notice. We're going to withdraw the notice to enhance sentence for habitual offender, which he is a habitual offender. We just went over that. Okay? He has been in lockup more than once for repeating offenses, which we were specific on in our other videos, in the last live. So that was a mandatory 25-year sentence off the table. Okay. So as the count 1, you guessed it, same as all the others, 10 to 15 years. You get a, he don't even get a bracelet with this one, but he got enough bracelets, right? He's stuck with the bracelet. We understand the bracelet is there, but he get the test. Now we're gonna add a test. No contact with, I'm not gonna say this one name. Nothing else new. So here we go with this one. Count 1, homicide, murder, 2nd degree, which is B to the all the way to the S. Okay, so the statutory maximum penalty for that would be life, okay? However, the people agreed to dismiss counts 2, 3, and 4. What's count 2, 3, and 4? Child blank abusive activity. Now we're talking about Naziah on this one specifically. So just to be clear here, we know typically the DA is gonna come to the family and say, hey, this is what we're gonna offer this man. You cool with this? And what do you think they said? Here we are. Naziah was 13. They knew he was with her. They tried to hide from social services. They tried to hide her pregnancy from him that they knew about. They didn't. They tried to hide it from others finding out. It is my assumption, probably others too, that while collectively hiding that pregnancy, they were like, well, she can't have a baby. We got to put the kibosh on this. All right, so what we gonna do? And he decided, this is what I'm gonna do. And he did it. And the women, his girlfriend, which is Nasiah's aunt, and the grandma, those two we know for sure, stuck by his side after knowing that this is what it was, that A, he was sleeping with her, B, they were doing this for a while, C, she was pregnant by him, and D, he got rid of her. So the world is looking for the girl, and they know these things. And while they're having this preliminary hearing that was going on last year, they lying on the stand and everything, and taking up for him, and also supporting him, including his girlfriend, you know, talking to him in jail, put money on his books, all that. So everybody's together on this. But we just got him, and he gets a huge break in the situation. This guy has been in and out of prison for doing this. While doing this, so many people came forward. I just read, did I close it out? I read about how one of the women came out. I could literally see in front of my eyes her post when she posted, as we were looking for Nasiah, and she posted, at the time she was 20. Let me pull that back up. But she said when he, which one? When she was 8 and 10, he assaulted her. Now, in these cases, one of them was 8, one of them was 13, one was 8 or 9. I don't know why they have 8 or 9. Nasiah, 13, and the 4-year-old, and the 7-year-old. That's all of these cases. This is a lot for us, right? One is a lot. However, what was brought before us during this time was way more than this. Way more. Now, let me see what this says. Is this one that talks about her? Okay, well, I basically just told you she was 20 when this all was brought forth. We was looking for Nasiah, and she said that this happened back when she was 8 or 9. Jarvis Butts is 42 years old. He was assaulting his own daughter. His daughter and Nasiah lived in the same household together with Jarvis's ex-girlfriend, right? And when he first assaulted them, they said that hurt, they didn't like it, and they told another aunt. They told the aunt of the little girl's mom, He has 5 children with this lady. Beautiful children, right? She, on the other hand, oof, oof, don't look, don't look. That woman reported it to CPS. CPS knew, had the report, and they've been trying to elude CPS, hide the children, move around, move about, and definitely hide Naziah through text messaging. There was a test taken, um, and a couple of posts of Naziah online, which I know they told her not to do, but we can see with our eyes Miss Thing was pregnant. So we know that that was the motive for what he did. We don't need nothing from this dude. There's no reason to give him no plea deal. I don't care what nobody say. When they found some of her items, a shoe, a jacket or something, it was right at the river. It showed signs of a struggle. They concluded, forensics concluded, that she had to have been in a struggle per the condition of her clothing that they found and some fluids or whatever. So they knew she was in that river. They didn't get her out that river. They are claiming to have made this deal with this dude so he can tell them where he put her. Listen, that was in 2024. There is nothing that we're going to get from her body that's going to explain further anything. There's going to be nothing there to test. It is useless. Respectfully, nobody in that family cared about that girl. Her father wasn't there. Her mother was in the streets doing what she was doing. They weren't around. And then her father passed while, during the process of everybody looking for Naziah. And the mother's still around somewhere, but nobody cared about her. Nobody needs her body to put her body in the ground, so much so that we're going to take a monster like this and just place him back on the street after all this, and then really not even punish him for taking away Naziah, taking everything he took from Naziah and then taking away Naziah. And apparently they're not even going to bother his girlfriend, the grandma, possibly his co-worker. His co-worker had to have known. They served time together. So I know they know what each other like and do, right? They decided when they got out to run a mechanic shop. So the shop was where he mostly was sleeping with the girls. He would have his girlfriend send over the girls almost daily, and they would, if anybody asks, say the girls are coming over to clean the shop, and he paid them. I forget the amount that was said, maybe $2, $25, I don't know, something to do with the two. It doesn't matter. He probably didn't pay him. Even in interrogation, he was saying, oh, it's a lot of children at the house. They always ask him for money. He was telling them they got to earn the money. So cleaning the shop was a way for them to earn the money. Sounds good in theory, but not when we find out that you are sleeping with the girls at the shop. So if one of the visiting cousins, who is also a child, around their age, slightly younger, walks in and sees you active with Naziah. Then the cat starts to get a little further out the bag because now she has to tell her father, who doesn't, he's not with the mom, which is twin sister to his Jarvis's children's mother. But when the little girl walks in and finds Jarvis being intimate with Naziah, assaulting Naziah, because that's what it is, he decides to try and do it to her. And she was like, And so something clicked in him to say, I probably won't, I'm probably gonna just leave this one alone. Cause she's visiting her mom and she gonna visit her dad. Cause they sharing custody. And when she go to her dad, if she happen to tell her daddy what you got going on and you messing with her, you gonna have to answer to her daddy. See, these other children, you the only man, you know, she got a daddy. Now, she told her dad, and she was able to testify in a preliminary hearing, and her dad came and brought her and supported her in doing that. So we also find out that he is sleeping with his own daughter, which is his oldest daughter, with Shannon, Naziah's aunt. There were many disturbing communications via text that were openly read in court that shows the disturbing situation that was carried about with him and Naziah, and that he knew Naziah was pregnant. So while he got this sweet life, because these women are letting him do whatever he want to do, which is what he is known to do, he gets this girl pregnant. And while she's in La La Land, because she's only 13, they know that they're not going to allow her to have this man baby. And the girlfriend was pregnant at the same time also. Thank you. So the girlfriend is having yet another baby by him. Now, 1 4-year-old he's messing with, if I'm correct, his own daughter, he gave an STD. He did 10 years on that. Now he's out and he's back in the house with Shannon, and they're breeding up to 5 children. And he's assaulting her niece, Naziah, and Naziah's mother, which is Shannon's sister, is out here somewhere, allegedly, I guess, on dope. And then Naziah has a brother that's a little older who wasn't there but a short amount of time, and then not full time. Still very young, though. So he's not able to really see all that's going on. And Naziah's father is not involved in her life. So this dude was arrested. He even called his co-worker He told him to get the cell phone that he left in the truck on the day that the last day that they were all together. Get it for him because he left it in the truck. He called his girlfriend, which is Nazia's aunt, clean the car down real good and don't touch it no more. Use your mama's car from now on. So they know he did it. I mean, but yet everybody wants to act like they don't know what could have happened to Nazia. They don't know where Nazia could be. So here we are where he takes this plea deal after he sit in interrogation. He tried to lie. They lied for him. They getting busted on the stand. And his own, he said he hasn't seen Nazia 2 days. He last saw her 2 days before the day she was missing. And his own sister is crying in court because she knows that the day she was there, that little girl that she saw was Nazia. And she never saw Nazia before. And she asked, who is this little girl? And he said, oh, that's my partner's niece. But I don't know that he told the partner he was going to say that because she asked the partner who is Nazia. And I think he told her that's Shannon's niece. So I think the sister kind of knew something wasn't right. So while the police are looking for Nazia, this is public, the sister goes to the police and saying, I believe that the little girl that I saw on that day when I was at the shop is the girl. And she testified in court. Then they had his partner that worked with him there, and they brought him on the stand, and he told the story of how he got Nazia. Him and Jarvis picked up Nazia because she was walking down the street as they were driving to the auto parts store somewhere, which it was planned between Jarvis and Nazia to just be walking. I'm gonna act like we just randomly saw you and I'm gonna pick you up. And so he said we're driving and he's like, oh, there's my niece. Put her in the car. They were trying to repair a car. They didn't repair the car. They returned the car, and Nazia was with them the entire way. He claims to have parted ways with Jarvis and Nazia, and he don't know what happened after that. So after that, we don't see, nobody ever sees Nazia again. Absolutely, I believe it was premeditated, and not only just by him, but by others. His girlfriend, probably the grandma too. He took that girl to the river. Car was banged up. He violently, eliminated her. Is suspected. And they're gonna bring forth to us, after the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children that he has been assaulting. Now during court, he had about 5 women that he was actively seeing at the time, including the girl, Nazia's aunt, with the 5 children. And they all were brought into court. He's that kind of dude. He just, but there's many, many children, including one that is gone now. And they're gonna come to a decision. that they're going to offer this dude this type of deal. This is the most insane, scary. I need a thesaurus to really try to do this justice, because and the family who already ain't shit, the courts know the family ain't shit. They know they don't care. So when they present this to him, here they go in agreement, right? Present a family member who we all know is not an advocate for Naziah, but present her as Naziah's advocate to say, at least some of the victims, no, she didn't say some. She said at least the other victims are getting justice. Nobody getting justice out of this crap right here. This is an insult. And this is only 5. Oh wait, did we officially count 5? No, I don't think so. Let me see, let's do this again. Oh, okay, wait, the first one is his daughter. I'm sorry, because I said, okay, so the first one to count 3, that's his daughter. All right. Then we have the other one. I'm not gonna say the name. Okay, that's 2. Here's another one. That's 3. 4. How did it skip all the way back up? All right, come on. And then it should be, okay, that's 5. Okay, so we got 5 with Naziah. But they reduce, as we just read, all these other charges so that he'll only get 10 to 15 years per charge, and they will all be served consecutively. All right? So now we finish up with Naziah, right? So Naziah, that's count 1, homicide, murder, 2nd degree. We all know that should be first. Okay, whatever. Now the statutory maximum penalty for that is life. However, the people agree to dismiss count 2, 3, and 4. Child blank abusive activity, child blank conduct 1st degree, child blank conduct sexual, I was not supposed to say that. That's what the blank is for. 2nd offense. So we're taking away all of these assaults on her when you were sleeping with her and you got her pregnant. Why are we doing this for him? So with doing that, we withdraw the notice to enhance the sentencing to habitual offender in the 4th offense notice, which is a mandatory 25-year sentence. Okay. So with that being said, we have, as to count 1, 35 to 60 years. No contact with Annette Harris or the family of Naziah Harris. Agree to provide a truthful statement regarding the body of Naziah Harris. Any restitution, if applicable, any other terms is set by the court, costs and fines to run concurrent with all the other cases. Okay. So basically, you're doing this in exchange for him to give you a statement, not even concerning what happened. Not that we think he gonna tell you or tell us the truth, but we're not even trying to ask him what happened. If anything, that's the only thing we don't know specifics about. How this actually happened, we pretty much guess he was violent. It was violent. And then he put her in the river. Baby, we already knew that. We don't need nothing from this dude. So you act like him telling you he put her in the river is a revelation. You knew that already. So you gonna go to this shallow river and act like you're looking for the remnants of a body that you already looked for a year ago and didn't find. But we might find it now because he told us about the spot that we already knew about. And that was worth taking off all this, which only gives him, we're going to start with the lightweight stuff. He gets the bracelet, right? So he gets a permanent bracelet. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. He's on the offender list. He got the full treatment. He been there. He been on that. Can't stop, won't stop. He gonna get 10, 15 years of getting tested to make sure he don't have no STDs or HIV. No, they say AIDS. He ain't supposed to be with no children anyway. So who we protecting him from? Adults? I guess it makes sense to do that. I don't know. I'm not impressed. What else for the small stuff? What are the little perks? We got any more perks? He get this full treatment. He get a bracelet. That's pretty much it. So if we got five cases of 10 to 15. They're all going to be served concurrent. I'm just going to go out on a limb because this is so outlandish right now. I'm not even going to bet on 15. I'm just going to do 10. They ain't trying to do nothing with this dude. I don't see them even giving him the 15. So we going to do 10. If they give him 15, okay, cool. However, we going to do 10 times 5. That's 50. That's 50. So let's go down to Naziah. Let's get down here to Naziah. Now, Naziah is going to be an average of 35 to 60. Now, I'm going to be generous, and we're going to do the full 60. It's concurrent. And they done already called it. So I'm already telling you what it's going to be. They already called it as time served. I don't know if they were supposed to say that on the news, but they said it. They said time served in her case. Do you hear me? It's up there. They said it. It's the same thing when you say concurrent, in my opinion, anyway, because you already letting me know what it is. So if we're doing 50, and if we're going to tack on another 60, and all of it is concurrent, we maxed out at 60. But that's concurrent anyway, so we basically sitting at 50. A bracelet on the list. You're going to get a test. Did I miss something? I don't think so. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, that's it. I can't add no more perks if I tried. That's all we got for this. That's where we at. That's what they did. That's what they did. We should be we we should tear America the fuck down. And then for her family to not, did they pay them? I mean, come on, what? We already know you trash, but what in your head could make you even? You think we gonna fall for that so we can lay her body to rest? Shit. First of all, okay. If they so-called pull out a body, I call cap. You gonna have to prove to me that is Nasiah. Cause how, Sway? You tell me how. We already knew she was in that river, and you never got her. So you gonna get her now? No. Y'all ain't poisoning us that much. You're it's pretty bad, but we're not that drugged up. You gonna have to come harder than that, baby. And y'all out here wasting taxpayers' dollars walking around in this little river like with sticks. Like you trying to see if Nasiah Bones is in there. And then you gonna sit up here on the news talking about let her body to rest. She ain't in that body no more. If you ask this girl, if you ask her cousin, who is his daughter, who he violated as well, who has been going to bed, very, very intelligent little girl, very brave girl. And we've been watching her on IG. If you ask her, would she prefer them to do this deal so they can pull out Nasiah's body? There's no way she would be in agreement with this. But she's not even at an age where she can even say. But she was never at an age where she can say for her dad to be intimate with her and to have her being intimate with him and her cousin. But that happened anyway. You want this guy out here doing what he's doing. He works for y'all. You want him right back at it again. They want him right back at it again. and then you take away anything to do with him violating Naziah, when that is why he deleted her. Because he, for some dumb reason, got her pregnant. Because he didn't. And then we'll tell the officers she wanted to get pregnant. I told her she get pregnant, I was going to whoop her butt. So you were playing into her, you playing with her head so much so that you actually played with this girl, making her think that you and her about to be together, have a baby, and you know that. So now you and your girl, her aunt, who's also pregnant, are talking about, okay, now you got her pregnant. Okay, now what we gonna do? She can't have this baby. You going to jail. I may go to jail. What we gonna do? That's one thing I gotta do. Which be the dumbest thing every time. Because now we have a person who we looking for. You didn't solve no problems by eliminating the child. You should have kept your hands to yourself. Now we looking for the child. So now everybody really gonna know what happened, Duttleberg, because now we gotta find this child. So now it's gotta come out. Why is she gone? Why do we have a deceased child? What happened? Oh, you did this because you were violating her? You did this because you got her pregnant? So you thought if you delete her, that was gonna solve it? You're that bright. So now you got the other niece saying, Dad. So this is what was happening. Okay, let's go talk to police. You got your own daughter. This is what was happening. So now you in jail, buddy, because we know it was you. We know it was you. Then you got your sister. No, she was there the last day she was seen. She was there. So now you got your work partner who before he don't know anything. Now all of a sudden, because he was at work with you that day, I don't know what's up with surveillance cameras, but now, because he in jail on some other stuff, now you got him, I understand, having to say, yeah, we picked her up. She rode with us. She was with us. And I left, and it was just them two. And I didn't know nothing about none of that. But you gonna let him slide. You gonna let the girlfriend slide. You gonna let the grandma slide. And you gonna let him slide. With a bracelet, some tests, and we're gonna put his name on the list. Same list is already on. And he done this to hundreds of children. He gave his 4-year-old daughter, was it gonorrhea? So you're gonna put him back on the street because a 50-year sentence basically is what he's gonna get. And how much of that is he gonna serve? Let us be clear. If we're gonna do half of that, 25 years. And they can break that down too if they want to. They can do anything they want. clearly. I just want to be clear. I've seen a couple of people go over this a little bit, and um, they gave basics. Nobody really. Let's get to the let's get to the meat and potatoes. This dude is doing at max 50 years. We got 1 month from now where they're gonna say it and write it, and we're gonna see. But this document tells us what it is. And they already literally said time served on Naziah. So you mean to tell me for the little half pint 2 years he been sitting in jail, you saying that's good enough for what you did to Naziah? And even though the whole world know, because we all got up in this case, and you had the preliminary hearing, so we know you slept with her, we know you got her pregnant, but you're gonna take those charges away. And so you basically just gonna be like, something happened. But we not gonna fully sentence you on even that. Cause why would we? And what we gonna choose to do, 35 to 60 years. And you can do all of this together. Everything gonna go at the same time. So per this, he's not to have contact with any of his children. That's Naziah's family. And you ask him to give you a truthful statement. Thank you, Jack. Regarding the body. We already knew that, Bo. Hold on. Just let me. Okay, I'm. You act. I need. I need therapy. I need something heavy. I don't know what that is. Cause I can't be contained, but so much more with this. To me, this is the breaking point here. We gonna have to set it off, and I'm not playing. You're not gonna tell me that we gonna just this is okay. The whole this is Michigan. I ain't gonna lie. The whole month, y'all, last month, y'all was saying this is coming, this is coming. I don't know if anybody had an incline that they would even play like this. I'd have been at that courthouse every day. I would have organized and rallied. I don't know why there was no Naziah and Janiyah Justice Group or victim of Jarvis Butt's Justice Group, because he got hundreds of victims who none of them are even being on here. They only chose another 5 out of all them. Who the hell decided that we ain't gonna hit you for the other ones? I would have been on their tail every day leading up to this, letting them know, you better give it to them, or we gonna tear this mother up. Every threat possible, because We already know the family is trash. They're not going to advocate for her. Y'all knew a plea deal was on the table. I didn't know the conditions of the plea deal. I didn't think the dude was going to take a plea deal. From what I was seeing from y'all was predicting he's going to fight, which was so weird with all this absolute proof, pretty much. I'm like, there's no way he getting out of this. So I don't know what he think he gonna do. But then he takes this plea deal, and this plea deal, is that what we calling it? And I imagine each one of these families, not only just the ones here, but all the ones that didn't even get on here. They made this just so that they can just tap him and release him. And then boy, don't play with me. You're going to sit up here and say you want to know for him to tell you where her body is when you knew where he put it. But just so you can pretty much absolve him for what he did to her. And then completely absolve him for violating her. That even gave him the motive to even delete her from this earth. That doesn't make any sense. We're not making sense here. And then you're gonna get him second degree when we all know that they sat around and came up with this bright idea. Bright idea. Some people even was like, they think the girlfriend did it. Yeah, they felt like her aunt did it. And I said, there's no way that this dude is gonna take this route if she did it. When he can be out here hunting down more girls. Why he gonna take a route for her? He won't do it. But if his connections is this good, why is it not charging? Why not? He ain't get what he get? Nothing. Nothing. Cause there's no way and no guarantees they gonna hold him that long. They just shaved him off on everyone. And it's all offensive. But when you get to Nazaya, it's like, no, Nazaya Harris, the 13-year-old girl. I don't know about Nancy. Nazaya Harris. He got her pregnant. And because he got her pregnant, and I believe he just carelessly and willingly did it to play into her fantasy, he deleted her. See? So this one says Annette Harris. Wait a minute. Is Annette Harris who is her biological mother? Because wait, let me see who Annette. It's not this white lady. Let's see. Who is Annette Harris? Okay, Nazaya is coming up. I wish they just, lately, they've been doing everything but what I want them to do. on purpose. That make no sense. They'll show you everything on the sign except for what you're looking for. So one thing popped up and it was only pictures of Nasiah. Let me see. Mm, okay. I'm thinking maybe Annette is her mom. I'm not even gonna really be doing all that because it's just, I see it's meant to be difficult. So when it comes to his daughter, wait, where's the other document? Let me go back to the other document. So for Janiyah, they said for him not to contact Annette Harris. Now, I thought that the grandma had actual custody of her. I don't know the grandma's name. I'm trying to see, is that Annette Harris or is her mother Annette Harris? Because her mother ain't even had custody of her. So who specifically did they tell him to not have contact with? So now, when it comes to his daughter, they mentioned her, but they didn't mention any specific one else. And that, to me, that bothers me. Because why would you not mention your daughter's mother? Janiyah is around the age of Naziah. Their names are so similar. Um, so she's gonna be a minor for a while. Maybe they don't plan on her being in the custody of her mother again. I don't know. But if that is a possibility, the mother should have been mentioned. Just off the fact that the mother has 4 other children, whether they're his or not, clearly he don't care about that, right? So the mother should have been mentioned. The fact that they didn't say don't have no contact with Shannon, like what kind of operation we running here? Let's just be real about this thing. This ain't no different than any Epstein files or any other crap like that we're looking at, because we're looking at something that happens a lot. And this is so serious. This dude is a habitual offender and he has ruined so many lives. And he has you're infecting children as young as 4 years old, you dirty bird. You are engaging your own children in acts that they should know nothing about. I can't even breathe, swallow, nothing. Full on anxiety attack that I'm trying to suppress because it's so mind blowing. And you gonna let the mom do what? What are we doing with Shannon? Y'all in Michigan need to be all up in there. This is your territory. They didn't say he got to leave the state or the country. He's going to be on a monitor, darling. He's going to be right there in your town where all y'all are and all your children are. And you must like them because you want them there and you want them. Y'all want them? Well, he wants your children. So why we not making sure, why we not stressing Shannon and these other children that he has? Are we gonna keep these children from her? Are we okay? So we're not gonna hold nobody else accountable for Naziah, clearly. Okay, so what about Naziah and the other children that they have? Because when we don't hold Shannon responsible, I need to try to find out who Annette Harris is. Is it the grandma? Is it the mom? If we're not gonna hold Shannon responsible for anything, then she could possibly qualify to have her children again. And then you add on to that, although he's on the list, these are his children. And he's not even told not to be in contact with her. God damn. Naziah was so beautiful. And they failed her. They failed her. Ann Arbor, Clinton Township. So the plan that he had with Naziah was, you get off the bus and you walk wherever he told her to walk. I'm going to be riding down the street with old boy, and we're going to act like we just saw you walking. We're going to pick you up, and, you know, me and you going to link up. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Harris, I want my baby home. Asking, so it just says Harris. Okay, let's scroll up. Harris. Can I get info on who Harris is? Okay, Annette Harris. They have footage of her getting on the school bus, and the bus driver said that she got off at a regular stop she normally does. Says Annette Harris, her grandmother. Okay, so the grandmother. Hi, Kelly. So the grandmother, y'all, I hope y'all hit the like button. Thank you. So the grandmother, so they're saying, okay, so I believe the grandmother actually had the custody of her. Damn, Naziah. They literally ain't, it just, he not even being punished for his shit. They're gonna let him back on the streets. So he worked for them. This is her father that is deceased now. What did he just say? It don't really matter, because who is he? He won't work for Hilla Beans.
Just don't stop.
The family of Naziah Harris needs each and every one of us right now. Her father, Mervyn Jennings, is holding on to hope that he will see his daughter again, but it's been 10 weeks.
Yeah, there have been numerous searches.
It's been longer than that for him.
Closer to bringing 13-year-old Naziah home. Here's Pamela Osborne.
13-year-old Naziah Harris, an 8th grader at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy, is still missing. She was last seen on Tuesday, January 9th.
They came up to see me at the hospital. They asked me some questions about my daughter. Have I seen her? And I haven't seen my daughter.
Naziah's father, Mervyn
I don't
Jennings,
know why they
had
asked
been
him
in the hospital
anything.
for weeks, recovering from a stroke and other health issues when he learned of Naziah's disappearance from school investigators. We know Naziah went to school that day. She rode the bus home to her usual stop at Cornwall and 3 Mile.
He has congestive heart failure.
Footage of her getting on the school bus, and the bus driver did say
Her whole
that
life,
she did get
he
off
said
at
it?
her regular stop. Okay, and she was supposed to be coming home like she normally do.
Back in February, we
She
spoke
was
with
a
Annette.
baby doll. But bro, how did they click this junk on my computer? From a news station? How did they get this virus pop-up thing? Listen, bro, I'm done. I'm not looking for nothing else right now outside of what I need to do. That's what we got. We will revisit this, because this is not okay. We can't settle for this. It should have been, y'all should have been hot on this in Michigan. Greetings. Y'all should have been hot on this. Because we knew the family wasn't gonna put the pressure on the DA or whatever. And clearly they've been letting this dude out. Because how do you do this and do this and do this And then after you do 10 years behind it, after you infect a 4-year-old child, they should not even be trying to push you back out here. They should not even be trying to put you back out here. And then everything that we know, we have to assume that they know a little bit more. But the meat and potatoes of it, it's all mapped out. It's plain as day to see. And all of these people knew about this. They were involved in this. They were trying to cover up her being pregnant and her being a child, being young, exposed it. So there's visible evidence that she was, on top of the text messages and things. So if anything, they would surely cover it up for him and what he was doing very clearly. And they just get to step. I don't know. I will check in on this about later with y'all later. If you look in the title tells the subject. And make sure you hit the like button while you're doing that. Alright, so let me go ahead and download this document. And is there anywhere we can go? Bro, I cannot with this. Clearly they want this dude to be out here to continue his madness, his destruction. Clearly. Oh, why are you doing? I just downloaded it. Maybe on me. I just. So there's no one in the chat that actually. Let me get your ass up out of here, you troll. I don't know why YouTube keeps sending all these trolls over here. So annoying. So annoying. But just because I can't, I'm gonna make sure I block some of y'all. Right? Okay. Because ain't none of y'all talking about these cakes. And you can't even spell on top of that? Get your illiterate self out of here. Justice for Messiah. Justice for Janiyah. And all of the other victims. And let's pray that all of those affected what? are being, that they're safe and they're getting what they need, therapies and stuff like that. Okay. I didn't have no songs in that video. I don't know what I just don't know, my guy. I just don't know how it is possible. I mean, I do, but just to wrap it in the brain, because when we don't do anything, that just lets them know that they can do whatever they want to do, and that's what they're gonna do. And they know who this guy is. They know what he does. He does it faithfully, and they know when they put him back out here, he gonna do exactly what he does. And it's not affecting their children. It's affecting exactly where they want it to be affected. And of course, they wanted um, the children and women to be vulnerable so that a dude can come in and do things like this. Because when the other niece did not want to allow him, she wanted to tell him no. You cannot tell me that what made him go ahead and leave her alone was the fact that he knew he was going to have to answer to her dad. And he don't want that kind of smoke. Oh, he don't want that smoke. He's not in threat of that from with the other children. They had no protection. I just I'm trying to remember the other young girl's name that this was going with the other dad at the same time as this, so I can check the updates, because that community came together for her. It was too late, but the situations were so similar. CPS was informed by the teacher that girl needed help. They got involved, but they backed off so easily. So they really didn't do anything. And then the mom is somewhere being not a mom. While the grandmother had this little girl, she 14, 15. And her biological father, who she really didn't know like that, was starting to come around, wanting to get to know her. And the grandma's allowing it. And the grandma's working. So the little girl is, what they call it, a latchkey baby. So she's responsible for coming home with the key, going to the bus stop with the key, locking the door, you know. And the dad knows when that is and how that go. And he comes there. I think it was the morning before school, or was it after school? And he decides that he wants to violate his daughter and then cut her hands off and put her in a abandoned house and burn the house down? Huh? Mm. And the community really started showing up. So I have a feeling that they're gonna really be on this one because they got him, and so I'm pretty sure they're gonna stay on it. At least that's what it appears. I can't remember the state or anything. I could just see the little girl. I could see the mom. I could see the dad too. Okay, what is this? So nobody knows anything about this case. Y'all just here to troll. Thanks, YouTube. You do a great job of directing the proper traffic to my channel. I just want you to know that. Don't ever stop what you're doing, because you got it. You got it, babe. These people have no interest in what I'm talking about. None whatsoever. So let me go here. Alright, so let me go and see something. I'm gonna remember her name eventually. Alright, so why don't y'all trolls go make sure you subscribe. Go follow me on TikTok. It's the same username as that. Cause what we gonna do is go on to TikTok and we're gonna work out. Okay, so she is not message me today. What's today? Ooh, Friday the 13th. Alright, let's see what we doing over here. Come on now, we should have this finalized by today. Like, what's going on over here? And why am I not seeing 1, 2, 3? Oh, we usually kick off the communication early in the morning. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I might be. Take me through there. Take me through there. So, jeez Louise. I haven't been to sleep a wink. Up and at it all night long. Ooh, baby. Not tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight. Hold on, Betty. I know they didn't just say this. Anton Daniels did what? I'm not surprised. I already suspected that. So there's nothing really that I need to see in reference to that case. So I'm gonna do a couple randoms until I get ready to pop off here and start up over there. But like I said, go over to TikTok. Let's see what we're gonna watch later. I should have switched to Twitch because that's the channel I'm supposed to be on for just random streaming. But I don't know. I'm gonna do a couple of emails here real quick, a couple of tasks, and then it's off to the workout. A really quick workout. Let me see. Since y'all want to troll, because we all can troll. Watch Hood Champion by. I'm not watching him. Oh boy, you got the right one. You tell him. Hold on, let me make sure we talking about this. Who I think we talking about? The one that kicked for Clarissa? Yeah, baby, we not doing that. I'm about to say, I'm not watching that channel. But let me make sure that's what he talking about. Hood Champion Boxing. I think that's who it is, though. Talking about for the whole. Oh yeah, that dude right there. So Disha Green speaks about. See, that's what he wanted, and I'm mad at that. But the way he went about it, you went hard on Clarissa all this time. Now but you want to take up for Clarissa? There's no taking up for Clarissa when the quote comes in, Clarissa Shields says, callers to Hood. Champions' lives are liars. That's what he wanted, for her to start calling in, and then he be the channel of celebrities calling in. Brilliant. We gotta give him that. However, not when we see you. We know what you are. You work for them. We got you. Everybody knows it. Everybody's saying it, and they're clear on it. And you don't have a fan base anymore, except for I need the charger cord. Except for those. For some reason, this one don't never charge my phone. Except for those who don't know any better. I'll need that file for you. And your BS, my mind. That's not long enough. Okay, so I need to submit some stuff real quick. Bro. Bro. I need a charger cord, bro. One that got some length on it, bro. They're playing with me. I'm talking about by Monday, I need to be rolling. You understand me? We need to be rolling by Monday. Now we need to wrap this up. And when we start to break our regular communications, I'm trying to figure out what you're doing over there. Don't act brand new because it's Friday. It's business every day. So I'm finna get in your inbox, Miss Ma'am. And I know our charger cord is in here. Okay, apparently I don't. They're scattered. Where are they? I don't know. I can't even do Q&A with y'all because I don't have the right crowd. I cannot do follow-up conversations with you guys pertaining to any of this. Because these are the conversations. I want to do a panel. I need people who are willing to come on and have discussions with me. Serious discussions about different topics. And we should take a subject like this and we should have follow-up conversations. All my charger cords. Is there a charger cord fairy around here somewhere? Dropping them off from the sky, delivering them to people. They say, you get a charger cord and you get a charger cord. All these short ones I can't deny with these. Okay, alright, for you, man. Therefore, computer bag. In the meantime, between time, let's get some charge over here. Because when we talk about stuff like this and we go over this case, right? Move that out the way. And we found out that this situation is dire and it's not good. Then the next thing is what should and can be done about it. This is serious now. I don't know where my charger is. Where my charger cords are. How can I know? I'm a little too disorganized. Hey, baby. Why you not charging my computer? This one here needs to be replaced. I need a new smartwatch. I got a pitch from a company. I would do a smartwatch from them, but I don't know if they would be ideal. Because they are Japanese? Hawaii? That's the name of it? So they're not even really American products. So if they send me I show it and mess with their phones. Alright, y'all hang tight. And you trolls, you sit there and think about what you do. And how you gonna change your ways. And you're gonna do better. Because you can still have fun. But you gotta first, be respectful. Okay, let's work on that. Don't come in here saying things that are inappropriate. Don't do that. It gets you nowhere but blocked. Alright. Think about how you're going to try to contribute to the subject in some way. Alright? I'm going to teach you. I'm going to learn you. Give you the tools so you can be a better troll. I'm a troll too. I'm trolling you right now. You know that. You know that. See? That's how much you don't bother me in the way that you want to bother me. And you can follow me. You can come on right on over when I go live on TikTok. You can come when I go live on Twitch. But if you get caught by me or my moderator in that chat saying stuff that you don't got no business saying, you out of here. You not traumatizing me with the things that you're saying. You just setting yourself up to get blocked, baby. That's all. That's all. Okay. We're gonna get on up out of here. Out of here. Okay, they lied. This is not what you said you was gonna send me. So I have to submit a report real quick. This is not it, baby. You can take this all the way back. It's not the right shape. I'm not finna go ship nothing back though. Just try again. Resend. You didn't do it right. And that's how we gonna do that. Let me get some water. And dump my trash. So since we finna do like a whole 5-minute break, I want y'all to come over to TikTok. Cause you, when we leave here, we're going to TikTok and we're gonna work out. Alright? Give you something to do with yourself. Cause you need something to do with yourself. You need to exercise. You need to train. You need to prepare. So you can be worth something other than trolling people. But I'm gonna go prepare me some water. Then I'm gonna submit this report, send this email, and we're gonna do a quick workout, and then I'm finna hit the road. All right, Miss Lady. She's not in the office today. Is this lady sick? Like, what do we have going on here? Is that an ad literally on my... Are we serious right now? I don't like y'all. First of all, Naziah Harris's murderer, see, he just can put that in the title and they gonna let him do it. Pleads guilty and is forced to reveal how he did it. That is a all the way lie. We done went over the documents. That is not true. And then you got... Who is Shanice? I don't even know who that is. Corey Holcomb, Mind of a Man. I like the sound of that. I like that one. That might be good. But what's the other one I saw? Oh, the Corey Holcomb. Somebody put one up here. It says the lead attorney just ended Corey Holcomb's career. Not. KKK killers. What are we doing?
So today's video is going to be about Aaliyah's mother.
Oh, Takeshi's putting out new music. Okay.
This is to be the most powerful smartwatch the world has ever seen. Just pop it on your wrist and in 3 seconds, it accurately tracks 24 vital health stats, blood sugar trends, blood pressure, heart rate, body temperature, and more. It's so advanced, Silicon Valley execs and Beverly Hills doctors are ditching their $10, 000 luxury watches for this, with 99.9% clinical grade accuracy and cleared by the FDA.
Halfway through the day, and
from American MedTech Labs is changing lives for diabetics, heart patients, and health-conscious families across the U.S. Say goodbye to painful finger pricks forever, thanks to patented U.S. developed infrared AOT technology. It measures glucose levels non-invasively with zero blood, zero infection risk, and massive long-term savings.
First at 11, a legal battle many feared would never end is closing with a guilty plea in the murder of 13-year-old Naziah Harris. From the day she went missing to this moment of accountability, we have stayed with this story to see a form of justice through. Good evening, I'm Mike Duffy. Jarvis Butts admitted to killing the young girl while also pleading guilty to the sexual assault of 5 other victims. For Naziah's family, it's the end of an agonizing nightmare that began when she vanished in Detroit 2 years ago. But they're still searching for a deeper sense of peace. 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham has been covering this story from the beginning. Tonight, he spoke with Naziah's relatives about this sudden turn in the case.
Even with a confession in hand from Jarvis Butts, Naziah Harris's family tell me they are not done fighting. They are now calling for a deeper investigation into those who they believe paved the way for this tragedy.
Knowing something, feeling something, and then having something confirmed, it's a different type of pain.
At a minimum, Jarvis Butts must serve 35 years in prison after pleading guilty to the murder of 13-year-old Naziah Harris. Investigators believe he killed her to cover his tracks after impregnating her. As part of a plea deal, Butts also pleaded guilty to 5 other cases of rape and molestation.
He will serve that 60 years if we have anything to do with it. he would die in prison.
See?
Nazia's aunt says she wanted to see a life sentence.
Didn't I
but
tell
believes
y'all it's
getting
gonna
him off
be
the streets
50,
is a win
60
for his other
years?
young victims currently grappling with trauma. However, the family's focus is now
That's
shifting toward accountability for those who failed to protect the 13-year-old.
Jarvis was not the only person at fault. She would have never been able to be in his hands if she had never been neglected or endangered. Those signs were there, the warnings were there, the complaints were there. CPS has the complaints, Detroit Police Department has the complaints.
CPS has acknowledged that prior complaints were submitted. Detroit Police also admitted to 7 News Detroit that the department failed to investigate a 2022 claim that Butts had touched Naziah inappropriately.
The people who were responsible for Naziah lied. They need to be held responsible just as much as Jarvis is being held responsible. We have other children who may possibly go back into the hands of these people.
While Butts has confessed, Naziah's body has still not been recovered. We spoke with legal expert Todd Perkins about the details of the plea deal.
My understanding is that in order to be able to take advantage of this plea, that information had to already have been provided.
Perkins offered a word of encouragement to the family as they continue to push for systemic changes.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Don't stop. I think about those mothers who have lost kids and have, no one's done anything about it, but they just don't, and they don't stop, and they don't stop, and something breaks.
Is he serious?
Thank you so much. We don't plan on stopping. We're going to keep on moving forward.
But sentencing is scheduled to take place March 12th. Reporting outside the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
Darren, thank you. Now, we've compiled a comprehensive report on the search for justice.
She should have been on this. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing
you can find that full breakdown
anybody say this, so
don't tell my employer I said
they should have been, while they're running this case, pressuring them to go after the others.
503B outsourcing facility in Texas. It's a special type of
because clearly they have no intentions to. I have so many questions. What about the other children?
Companies that everyone gets their weight loss meds from.
Come on now. We know what we want to know.
And these brands
what's up with these other children?
So what the brands don't want you to know is that the facility I work at is only allowed to hold stock for them for 60 days, which means that if they don't sell everything they ordered in time, they lose millions. This genius new company called MedV figured this out. They buy up all this stock cheap and sell it to their patients 3 to 4 times cheaper. The exact same meds everyone else is paying more.
So Marky and the Funky Bunch.
You know what I'm saying? It's that situation.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it, Tupac. I just really don't want to hear it, Tupac. I just don't want to hear it, Tupac.
What you're about to see is the most accurate cinematic portrayal of the biblical Genesis you've ever encountered.
Wait, what are we talking about? Okay, water. I'm supposed to get the water. I came over here and got back on the computer again. I'm gonna drive from dehydration.
Picture this. Alright, y'all, so picture this. You're a mom, and you get on Facebook in a mom group to tell this particular story. So she says, I am a mother of 1 and a stepmother of 2. And my husband and I have been married for the past 18 months. And his daughters are making it very difficult for me to parent my son and them. They constantly tell me that I am not their mother. They constantly talk about me to their friends. I hear them on the phone. They don't like me. They're not helpful when I ask them to do things for their little brother. And they are very dismissive to the way that they make me feel. Then she goes on to say, my husband and I met because I was the best friend of his wife. She passed away tragically, and during the time of coping, he and I got really close, and we ended up getting married very quick. When we got married, I was pregnant already with our son. We came to the conclusion that our mutual love for my best friend would make it beneficial for him and I to get married so that I could be in the house with helping him raise his daughters. But now, after a year and a half, I'm realizing how difficult it is to help him raise his daughters, as they will never look at me like a mother. When my best friend was here and I would go over to their house, the girls loved me. They called me their aunt. And he and her had a very loving marriage. He doted on her. He did all of the things for her. And so I don't understand why, now that I am in the picture, I am not receiving that same kind of love. I believe that I don't receive that kind of love because the children make it difficult for me to be a mother to them because they don't listen and they don't respect me. Does anyone have any advice as to what I should do to help them become closer to me and see me as a mother figure, as I was already in their life prior and they respected me when their mother was here? Y'all, I read that, and then the comments, like, the internet is not a place for you to get on and think that you are going to get, like, the best advice ever. That's first of all. But here's my take on it. Here is my take on it, okay? Because I had to assess the situation. I try really hard to try and see everybody's perspective before I offer my opinion, right? So here is my perspective on the entire ordeal. First and foremost, you said you and your husband have been married for 18 months, but the best friend passed 2 years ago. You said that when you and your husband got married, you were already pregnant with said son, but your best friend passed 2 years ago. You said that when your best friend was here, her daughters looked at you and respected you like an auntie. So what in your mind makes you think that now that you done jumped on to their dad and their mom and even been like gone that long, that they're going to look at you and respect you in a way that they would think that view you as a mother figure? Because something's not adding up. Something's really fishy. Like the timeline of events as to how you got this man and the way that you're explaining that he does not treat you the same way he treated his wife, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. But my advice would be check your heart. Because people who have good hearts are adaptive. People come into their life, they have a good light, and the other people adjust to them. They don't adjust to other people. You know what I mean? And I'm no stepmom, so I don't know what it looks like to be a stepmom. But I am a logical woman. And 9 times out of 10, my heart believes that those daughters think that, or believe in their mind that you was eyeing their dad up the entire time that your best friend was here and he was married to him, because you went on a whole spiel about how he treated her, how they went out on dates all the time, how he always bought her flowers, how he opened doors for her, and he does not do that for you. So you were already peeping this man before, and you just needed the opening to just slide on in. And quite honestly, like, if something happened to me, none of my friends would even think twice about marrying my husband. That's just weird. Like, you don't, like, the fact that you don't think that that's weird, is it me? I don't know. Y'all have to let me know, because what she was saying was basically like the husband did all of these things for his previous wife, but he doesn't do all of these things for me. And the girl's like, and she's like, I feel like he should be telling them to act X, Y, and Z with me, and he just doesn't feel like he needs to do that. And my whole thing is this. Maybe he's being convicted and knows that he should have never did what he did. I don't know. Can y'all just please tell me in the comments, like, because am I delusional, like, or is she a weirdo? All right, y'all.
She's absolutely a weirdo. Let's get to it. I was thinking the timeline while I was listening. I was like, okay, Her best friend died 2 years ago. She's been married to the now husband for 18 months. So that leaves 6 months in between the death and the marriage. Or give or take a few months, because who knows. But she said she was also pregnant prior to them getting married. So her knowing she was pregnant, there had to be at least 1 or 2 months of her being pregnant. So let's say now it's 4 to 5 months after death that she becomes pregnant, right? But how many months prior to that did they start sleeping together is the question. So between the death and 4 months, they were sleeping together in that time frame. That man did not even have enough time to grieve his wife. She didn't even, the skin is still on the bones under the ground. The body has yet to disintegrate. I know once you put embalming fluid into a body before all the gases and stuff leak out and all that stuff, and the body dissipates, it's years. The body is barely cold, okay? The body is still like, oh my gosh. And you think something's wrong. Of course, stupid. Anybody can tell you that. Listen, at this point, since y'all have a baby, y'all been married, you can't take the baby back. The baby's here. You can't replace their mother, and it's sad and stupid and strange that you would try to replace their mother only for less than 4 months. You started sleeping with her husband. Less than 4 months, it took you to start sleeping with her husband and get pregnant by her husband. That just goes to show she always had a thing for the husband. She always had a thing for the husband. Okay, Honey Mama says, not condoning, just saying things do happen. Of course, things do happen. I'm not going to play devil's advocate and say sometimes people who deal with the loss of a loved one get close due to them supporting each other, and though you don't expect it to happen, it does. The children ain't trying to hear none of that. That makes it so much more complicated. She wanted what her friend had the whole time. She jumped on it the first chance she got, absolutely. So there's this movie called While You Were Sleeping. I'm not sure if y'all into like romantic movies or whatever, but there's a movie where this man, this woman sees this man every day going to the subway, and she thinks he's a handsome man. Well, somehow I think he has a seizure or something and falls on the train track, and she jumps down and saves him. And when she saves him, they bring him up, and I think she goes to the hospital or whatever, and they're like, who's this woman? And she says, he's my fiance who was getting married or something like that. Anyway, so the dude is in a coma, in the bed. She's acting like he was her fiance. She's acting like he was her fiance, and he's in a coma. The family's coming. The family's confused as fuck. They don't know what's going on. They're like, fiance? He's never mentioned a fiance. Somewhere she got a ring. I don't know. But anyway, the whole time, the brother comes in to see his brother who's in a coma. They fall in love. They fall in love during this whole time while he's in a coma. So then when the guy comes out of a coma and he's like, oh, your wife is here, or your fiance is here, and he like, fiance? I got a fiance? And he confused, you know? It was a really good movie. So anyway, that's what that reminds me of. Strange situation. But yeah, While You Were Sleeping, love that movie. But anyway, so crazy situation. This is kind of that same thing. It's like when you're around somebody enough, you can fall in love with them especially if you were never in love. So she really didn't love her friend the way she says she does, because she fell in love with her husband as soon as she died. Meaning she wanted him the whole time. She died tragically. So we might need to find out how she actually died, because there might be something to it. The husband and wife might have something. The husband and the best friend, they might have something to do with her tragic death. We don't know.
How do we get every American health care?
Now, here's the big deal. There are not enough GPs in America. We probably need 2 to 3 times more just to keep up. John Doerr brought a bunch of very thoughtful entrepreneurs talk about the possibility of us taking the average general practitioner and making them 5 times, maybe even 10 times more efficient.
My name is KJ Dhaliwal. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Lotus Health AI. Dr. Raj, you were saying 5x. We've done 10x. So we have one doctor and a panel size of 20,000 patients.
The rules that we inherited, and no one envisioned when you were doing my job, the idea came 10-fold increase, just not processable. I believe you're just so disbelieving you can't get your head around it.
After a long day's work, your crew deserves a decent hotel. When you don't book with Engine, you get stuck with some spooky options.
Well, this place gives me the creeps.
When you do book with Engine, you'll find exclusive rates on great hotels, wherever the job takes you.
There's been a whole lot of talk about the possibility of me making a comeback to boxing. And people have had a lot to say, but I have not addressed it until now. And I know everyone wants to know the answer to the question, will I be coming back? And I promise you, I'm going to give you that answer. But first, I have got to address the lies and the fake narrative that's been created years ago. Now, someone's gotten way too comfortable dragging my name and even using my father's name to get attention and clout. Now, in case you haven't heard it, her story is that I didn't support her and I didn't pass the torch because of my jealousy and envy over her accomplishments in boxing. She says that I disrespected her and I started talking about knocking her out simply because I was bitter that she had outdone me. I've seen a lot of the comments. Many of you have good discernment and understand what's really going on here, while others have believed her lies over the years or have formed an opinion without having all the facts. Now, originally, I wasn't even going to give this my time or attention because I really don't engage with people who thrive off of negativity, drama, and buffoonery. But I'm not about to let someone with bad character continue running freely, dragging my name without accountability.
That's not going to happen.
Come on now, listen. Layla Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't going to do that.
No, that ain't right.
Come on, Layla's a Rumble go.
And Wolf would have knocked Layla Ali out. You know, she would have knocked Layla, oh, so pretty ass out.
So this right
Why
here
is this girl on my screen?
Now, I have been busy working on other projects that required all of my time and focus, which is why I'm just now saying something. But honey, I have made the time to address this. So today, the bad guy ain't getting away. Now let's hit rewind because we really need to see what's happened over the years, what got us here. Now I'm not about to do the whole he say, she say thing, so let me show you some receipts. I first met her in 2012 when she was invited on stage to stand next to me when I gave my father his Liberty Medal. At some point, she reached out, started asking me for advice, wanted to know if she should go to the Olympics the second time or go pro. She would also call me and let me know when she was fighting. Now, at the time, I was one of the hosts of We Need to Talk, an all-female sports commentary show that still airs on CBS. I asked the producers if we could do a story on her. They agreed. So I got on a plane, flew to Colorado, and did a full sit-down interview with her. Now, this is just a shortened version of the 6-minute piece that aired on CBS in 2016.
So, We still got trolls because I'm trolling you back.
Shields is as confident as her right hand is powerful. Soon, Clarissa will be heading to Rio for the Olympics to try and do something that has never been done before. I sat down to talk with her about changing history and being a positive spark for her hometown.
What's that one?
You should have heard the
What's up, trolls? Y'all better hit that like button.
Single and happy, then married and miserable. Because you can't pay me to live my life miserable. There ain't no way in hell you're going to pay me to stay miserable just so I can say, well, I'm married. This is your first time to the channel. Welcome to the barbecue. My name's Jeff, and I'm your chef. Well, I'm on my way right now to go run an errand. I had to go, I ran a client to the airport not too long ago. Now I got to head out here to Mesa to go pick up some weights. I got this weight bench from my neighbor. So I'm going to pick up some weights or whatever so I can do a little working out from time to time at the house. But this video is going to talk about my man Anton Daniels a little bit because I kind of went and I started looking at some of his content. There's a lot of creators making videos about him right now. So I started looking at some of his old content. And I think in order to make it on YouTube, dead seriously, you got to be crazy. You got to be delusional. You got to be nuts to make it on these platforms. Because content that's logical, that helps you make money, like a lot of the content I do, don't really go that far. It don't really do anything. Listening to how he was talking about in the beginning, how he was so humble. He was very humble in the beginning. Anton was like soft-spoken. He was almost sassy, almost feminine the way he was talking.
My focus is not ever really completely on money.
Wow, and he come on sounding sassy.
Be successful in everything you do. What I'm saying is be happy. Focus on what fulfills you as a purpose. Because if you go through life and you never really do what you were meant to do, but you made a lot of money doing it, then what have you really accomplished? If you see people that continue to tell you that money don't mean nothing or money don't make you happy, just to beat you. People always comparing themselves or trying to be something that they're not. Or you will never catch me. You will never be better than me, and I'm gonna make sure of it because money is gonna come with it. I promise. The success, and it's all relative. Don't focus on what somebody else is doing or what somebody else has. Don't compare yourself. One of the things that I see a lot on social media is people always comparing themselves or trying to be something that they're not. Or I'm willing to work 25 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to beat you. It's just important to have that work-life balance.
And now to the contrary, he's saying men are weak. If you compromise with a woman, that just proves you weak. So I don't know what kind of crowd he got. If his crowd ends up becoming like the fresh and fit crowd, like a lot of those people decided to be like, oh, you know what? We need another strong, super strong, ultra strong man that puts everybody down and don't take no shit from a woman, tells women to get out of his face. And this is the kind of crowd he's got. I think they call them incels, something like that, incels. So this dude is now surrounded by all of these men who think they're strong if they disrespect women, put women down, call women out of their names all the time. And that's what his content has become. It's become just pure, just trash content to watch and to listen to him claim he's living a certain way, but he's married, talks about, having all these hoes around him all the time. Oh, I always got baddies around me. I mean, just listening to his content. And there was a point in time when he was talking about, I'm married for 21 years. I can show you how to stay married for this long, this and that. It's easy to stay married that long. Just don't get divorced. That's it. That's how you stay married that long. That don't mean the woman is happy with you. That don't mean y'all hanging out and being together. That don't mean y'all are actually married couple. It just means you still married and you ain't divorced yet. That's all that means. I mean, his wife was probably embarrassed as hell to tell people, oh, yeah, I'm married to Anton Daniels. They'd be like, oh, that dude right there talked about, all these women are gorgeous. He never talked about his wife like that. He never called his wife gorgeous. But he's talking about, oh, man, these girls be looking gorgeous. I be having bags, man. They be gorgeous. But But he don't never talk about his wife like that. So yeah, he's probably married. I would say he's married. He's just not happily married. And so it's almost like you get a mulligan for being married. Fine, whatever. I'd rather be single and happy than married and miserable. Because you can't pay me to live my life miserable. There ain't no way in hell you gonna pay me to stay miserable just so I can say, well, I'm married. I mean, what idiot does that? I'm gonna stay married and miserable and bitter and angry and negative, but at least I'm not single and happy. It's like, okay, you're not single and happy. Yeah, I'm married and miserable as shit. I don't care. As long as I'm married, that's all that matters. And for some people, it works. For some people, that works. For me, I gotta have the ability to get up and just go run an errand if I feel like running an errand without hearing, well, where are you going? How long you gonna be there? You gonna meet anybody there? What time you coming back? See, that to me is childish. If you're in a situation like that, it's child. You need to probably get out because you're with somebody who's controlling. And even Anton Daniel said in one of his videos that he has to be allowed to control the people around him. He said that. I didn't say that. He said that. I have to be able to control the people around me. If I can't control you and you don't do what I tell you what to do, you got to get away from me. That's narcissism. Who wants to control the people around them? I don't want to control nobody. It's like, no, if you feel like going to the mall today, knock yourself out, go to the mall. If you say, I don't feel like making content today, then don't make content. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You must be a special kind of narcissist to tell people you have to do exactly what I tell you to do or else you can't be around me. That don't make no sense to me. Because sometimes if somebody's around me and they go, you know what, Jeff, I got a better way of doing it, or I got a better way of thinking that, then I'm happy that person didn't do it my way. They showed me a better way to do it. So I'm like, dude, I'm so glad you were around. You showed me a better way to do it. So I have a lot of people around me who are nothing like me because I need that diversity, especially in thought. Because if everybody around me thinks like me, we're going to all end up at the same place. Can't have that. Sometimes you need different thinkers to move you around. And that's why on Anton's panels, I see a lot of people who, if they disagree with him, I mean, it could be a logical disagreement. Like Anton could say, I think a woman should allow a man to run the house. No other information. A woman should allow the man to run the house. Huh? And then his whole chat would be like, yeah. They don't even question. Yeah, you're right. I say, a man should be allowed to control the house if he's actually the head of household. If he's not the money maker, if he's got bad credit, if he don't know how to make decisions, you can't let this man sink your ship. You might want to be with him because you want to help him. You don't want to be with him because you want him to run your life. He already ran his life into the ground. So you got to be a woman and say, listen, I got the 800 credit score. I got the house. I met you. Your ass ain't even have no car. You cannot be the head of my household. If you want to be with me, be with me. But remember, I may be the woman, but I also wear the pants around here. And a woman who wears the pants ain't going to just emasculate a man all the damn time. She's just going to not allow that man to run her shit. That's all it is. So if a man says, oh yeah, we shouldn't do this or we should do that, well, no, because you're already bad with money. A smart woman would check a man who's not that intelligent. A smart woman would not let an idiot run her house just because he's a man. So I disagree with Anton. A man should run the house of every woman, no. But an intelligent man, a smart man, a man who got his shit together, maybe he should. Maybe the woman should trust him. You can't trust all men. All men are not created equal. I don't care what nobody say. All men are not created equal. Just like all women are not created equal. There's some strong women out there who I would be like, I don't care, take the reins. I don't care, knock yourself out. But she might be like, you know what, babe? I got a new deal. I got a truck for you. I got it at a low interest rate. I got this going. I talked them down $7,000 so you're going to get it cheaper. I might end up with a woman like that. And I'd be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't go because I would have paid $50,000. Oh, I got it for $43 out the door. Hey, that's why I got you around. You the pit bull, woman. You the pit bull. You out there getting it. You getting it done. So I disagree with Anton saying men are the greatest invention on earth. Men are not. We got some trash-ass men out there, garbage-ass men. And he's out here acting like because he has money, he can now say how every man should live. I mean, that's like me saying, you know, Bill Clinton, because Bill Clinton got money, he should be allowed to say how every man should live. Because he's been a...
That's a fact. So let's go to something that's on the subject matter.
A diagnosis of ATTR-CM can change how you envision your future, but the next step is still up to you. Start your journey with Amvuttra. Amvuttra treats the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis in adults. It reduces TTR at the source and requires just 4 injections.
What's going on? Good morning, good morning. What up, YouTube? This is True Crime Tone. Welcome back. This is the Jarvis Bus preliminary hearing, day 4 as a rewatch. Good morning, relations. How you doing? Okay, I guess everything's set up. Be right back. Give me 1 minute. I'm getting everything set up, guys. Bear with me. I'm also gonna wait for some more folks to arrive in.
It's taking too long. We should have had all that together.
Alright, so I'm about to go ahead and get started. I see you, Galatians. Good morning to see you. Happy Thursday. So this is going to be a pretty long one. This is about 5.5 hours. We're going to be here for a while.
Streaming, we must exit the courtroom if you are a witness on this case. And that goes for everyone in the court. As well, if you can or you were told that you may testify, you are to exit the courtroom now. And that's the first of the section of officer judge.
Thank you, Judge. And just on that point as well, I did notice when I came into the court this morning that former DPS officer Jared Wolf, who is now working at 36, was in the courtroom. He stated he would not be in the courtroom, but just because we'll be facing this way, you can keep your staff if you cannot. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think it's fully aware, just so that the court is aware.
Okay, I did see him in, he's no longer in.
He's not in.
I can see the books, I will make sure.
Thank you. And then the second preliminary matter is that people would move to admit people's disclosed Exhibit 61, which is the subscriber information for the phone number ending in 8719 that subject work testified to, as well as the underlying phone block added. And it is certified under 836 and that is correct.
The trial starts February 23rd.
That's correct. Thank you. With that, people are ready to call the questions.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Judge. At this time, we will call Detective Lisa Johnson.
I do.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
Good morning, Detective Lisa Johnson,
And how are you employed?
Detroit Police Department,
And how long have you been employed by the Detroit Police Department?
26 years.
And are you assigned to a specific unit or division?
Right now, homicide cold case. Detective Johnson, can you pull that microphone down?
And were you working back in February of 2024 in homicide cold case?
Yes.
And did you get the chance to assist in the investigation of, at that time, missing Messiah Harris?
I did.
And I want to take you to the location of 20,000 Harvard. Okay. Do you, you're assisting in the investigation take you to that location?
Yes.
And what is that location?
Park Press Hotel.
Good morning, G.
And do you recall when about you went there?
Sometime in February.
Okay. And it's in 2004, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you went there, what is it that you did?
We spoke to the clerk that was on duty at the time, and we requested the ledger for January.
And did you receive anything from the ledger from January?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and what is it that you received?
There was a sign-in sheet filled out by Mr. Butts.
Okay. And did you take a copy of that sign-in sheet?
Yes.
And General, may I propose Exhibit 19?
Yes.
Thank you. Penny was Marcus People's proposal Exhibit 19. Can you tell me, do you recognize what it is I just handed you?
Yes.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the receipt that you received from the Park Preston as it relates to Mr. Butts?
Yes, yes.
I move the admission of People's proposal Exhibit 19.
Okay, we did that. 19.
Thank you, Judge. And looking at that receipt, who is it that checked out over it?
Jarvis, our Butts.
And is there a address associated with that?
Yes, there.
Without reading the numbers of the address, what street is that
Wilshire Drive.
What the hell happened?
So that's the hotel they say he was at when he went to do what he did to her?
This is not my video, guys. Hold on one second.
But it's just specific to the device information. So in other sections of the phone extraction, there would be other information.
Contacts that the person entered into the phone or.
Yes, that would just be a different.
Go ahead and rewind it back to where it cut off at. So I don't know what happened to that testimony.
You know?
Yes, and the second column, it says user ID.
And just read those numbers for the record.
2628545051.
And it, just in general, the preliminary device reports are some contacts that was in the phone listed as well, maybe not in all of them, but just that happened in some.
Well, who's on the stand is now is Detective Sarah Markell. The last witness, Detective Lisa Johnston, for some reason, the video cut short her testimony. But basically, what she was there to testify to was that she was the one who found the actual ledger at the Park Press and found that he checked out a room from the time he checked in and checked out. They cut her testimony short on this video. I don't know why this is not my footage, so I apologize, guys.
Not in the preliminary device report is just specific to the device information. So in other sections of the phone extraction, there would be other information.
Contacts that the person entered into the phone or.
Yes, that would just be in different areas, not in preliminary device information.
Matter of fact, let me just do this. This is Queen Keith. This is a rewatch. The trial is February 23rd, 2026. Everybody, this is a rewatch, by the way. Good morning, Loretta. Happy Thursday to you. Welcome in.
Yes.
Anytime, no problem.
And just a couple of questions based on your experience performing phone extractions. Is it possible to recover things that have been deleted? And is that a guarantee that you're always going to get all the deleted content from a phone?
No.
Can you just talk about that very briefly?
So there's any number of variables that could impact the ability to get deleted information. So it could be make, model of the phone, the software, a version of the phone, whether or not that phone is supported on the equipment used, a number of different things, if we have the passcode or not. And the possibilities are long.
And does someone going into their phone and actually deleting the text message or photo affect whether it's going to be recovered?
Yes, it can.
I mean, so what it looked like I'm gonna have to do is because of the way the video and the audio is displaying right now, and they're skipping over testimonies, I might just want to do a transcript reading for the detective's testimonies later on or something like that, because Detective Lisa Johnson, I already know her testimony, but they cut her testimony short in the video, and then we have Mal on the stand, who is Detective Sarah Marquette. I can barely understand what she's really saying because the audio is kind of choppy, so I might just read hers later on as well too. The next person that's on the list is someone as a forensic pathologist, Dr. Omar Reyes. His testimony is going to be quite clear as well, so let me see what timestamp his is. Yeah, I think I'm going to do those. Just read them later on or something like that. I don't want to read them in the middle of the video.
If someone deletes like a text message, for example, where would that go as a phone? Where it may or may not still be able to.
So it depends again on what the make and model of the phone is.
Good morning, hey, Princess. Happy Thursday too.
Because the phones change all the time with different updates, it could be in different places.
Good morning, Lance.
Usually we go into like an unallocated space or to that trash can where the user can't see it, but it could still be in that trash can or in the deleted files on the phone that the user doesn't necessarily see, but would still be available possibly through the trash.
And that's not, is that a guarantee that if you're there, that you recovered, or is that trash can or unallocated space overwritten?
It can, well, so there are no guarantees. It can be overwritten. It may not be an area that, it may not be a device that's supported to attempt to recover deleted. So it could be any, there are never any guarantees where there's a lot of variables that would play into the abilities.
Thank you. I think that's pretty good.
Okay, so.
Good morning, Dr. Mark. Did you say that at the time you were assigned to phone extraction?
Correct.
Have you been reassigned since then?
Yes.
Okay, where are you currently assigned?
The third person?
Any particular division?
The investigative, the prison detective group.
Okay. So, on this particular case, your job was strictly phone extraction?
Correct.
You did no investigation on this case, right?
Living with diabetes and nerve pain in your feet can prevent you from doing your day-to-day activities. When oral medications are not enough, it's time for Qutenza. Qutenza is designed to be different. It's the only FDA-approved topical system targeting the source of diabetic nerve pain. Qutenza can provide up to 3 months of pain relief. That's just 4.
This just proud of the record you received several of them. Do you know how many phones you received in this case?
Not at the top of my head.
Okay. Did anyone in particular order you to do the extraction of the phone?
Well, that was, at that time, my only position at homicide. So, to order me or to just do?
In this particular case, did the OIC say here, this is going to be our possible evidence in this case? So was there an order to extracting evidence in this case?
I guess I'm not sure what you mean by order. Like, did somebody order verbally tell me to do something, or were you probably?
So you weren't directed to search these phones? You were just your overall duty to just search the phones?
Well, I did the extraction, the data extraction of the phone.
Okay. Were you told a particular suspect to look out for?
This is Jarvis Butts.
No, I don't have information on the case. I did extract and then return the reports to the officer in charge or that team that is working on this.
Okay. So you extracted all the information from the phone, and then thank you very much, but you used Cellbrite to download the information?
Yeah, Cellbrite was Cellbrite was the main tool that was used.
And I think you already testified that there are times that you don't give all the information.
Correct.
It may not be a complete download.
Correct.
You may get pieces of other parts you just don't have. Correct.
Yes, that is always possible.
Yeah, you really can't even see because of the angle of the camera that they got it fixated, which is terrible, Virgo. But this is Detective Sarah Markell who's on the stand. And it's kind of hard to understand her testimony. That's why I think I want to go back later on and read her testimony with the transcript, because hers and Detective Lisa Johnson's was cut short. From what I read from Lisa Johnson, I already know what she did. And not a lot of people know or heard her testimony because, of course, it was cut short in the video.
You turned over all the reports. Correct. And I think you testified that for the phone number ending 8719, you downloaded the information for that. Did you get a passcode for that?
If I could see the supplement that I did for that, I could.
Now, Coach Young?
Yes.
There was a passcode.
So you did not have to, like proper term, break into the phone?
Correct.
The passcode was provided?
Yes.
Where did you get the passcode from?
From the officer when the bomber dropped.
And then you testified that you found a couple of emails, correct? And that one?
Yes.
In
that device, in the preliminary device information, is that basic information about the accounts or Apple ID.
It doesn't give you information on who was using those emails.
Correct.
So there's no way of knowing who used those accounts, correct?
Correct.
And of course, there is no way to know who was using the phone when the data was created in the phone, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So this particular witness, she pretty much helped out with the forensic expert or the forensic data on the cell phone, with cell phone extractions is what I mean. That's all she's testifying to. I really couldn't hear what she was saying. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna fast forward to the next witness.
Commission versus Anthony, Renee Swain, charged with count one weapon.
Just like
This video is horrible.
Anatomic, clinical info.
It is. You should have looked it over before you started to go with it.
Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday to you.
My name is Omar Reyes.
And what do you do for a living, sir?
I am currently the interim deputy chief medical examiner for Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office.
And how long have you worked at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office?
About 6 years.
And what is your role at that office?
I perform autopsies to determine the cause and manner of death.
And do you have a certification that allows you to do that job?
Yes.
And can you tell us about that education?
I'm a physician by occupation and forensic pathology by specialty. I attended medical school at Damascus University in Syria.
So this is the medical examiner who can pretty much attest to the evidence that how someone was unalive, but they were trying to contest that you can't make that assumption without the bodies, what they were arguing in his testimony.
After that, I moved to the U.S. where I did my residency training in anatomic and clinical pathology at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. Following that, I did a fellowship in forensic pathology at the Medical College of Wisconsin and passed the
Good morning, Don.
board examinations in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology.
And is that two separate board certifications?
Yes.
And can you just separate those out?
Yes, so I passed the board examination for anatomic and clinical pathology and the board examination for forensic pathology, so I'm certified in both.
And then, is that while you were working at Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office?
No, before.
Okay, and then you started working there?
Yes.
And for the last 6 years, has it been your primary role, or one of your main roles is to perform autopsies?
Yes.
And are you currently licensed to practice medicine in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
And have you testified as an expert in this field?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I would move to qualify Dr. Reyes as an expert in forensic, anatomical, and clinical pathology.
Your Honor, actually, I'm going to object to the relevance of Dr. Reyes' testimony in this matter.
Judge, I believe that as an offer of proof, Dr. Reyes is going to testify to a review of Messiah's medical records that he was provided and his opinion as to those records. I can ask him if record review is something that he does as part of his job on a regular basis.
If you could.
Yeah. Doctor, in terms of performing autopsies and coming to conclusions as to cause and manner, do you regularly review medical records associated with the decedent?
Yes, I do.
And is that something that can inform your opinion as to a cause and manner of death?
Yes.
And you rely on those records in various cases?
Yes.
And were you asked to review medical records in this case?
Yes.
You did not perform an autopsy in this case?
No.
I would renew my qualification for Dr. Reyes.
I'd be curious to know what was the date on the medical records that you reviewed for any relevance of the medical records to this matter.
Well, I think it was relevant because we offered, provide offer for Mr. Wiley and regarding medical records.
And is it going to object? Forget that.
Right. Object or cross. So, yes.
Thank you, Judge. And Judge, at this time, I should have been called, but I would move to admit people's proposed 18, which are the medical records from July 2014 to October of 2023 for Ms. Harris.
And at this time, I'm going to object to the admission of these records as irrelevant. They're through October 2023. The date of disappearance of Ms. Harris was January 2024. That's a 4-month period. I don't see how these are relevant to what might have happened in those 4 months. Certainly not relevant to what happened in it happened on January 9th.
And Judge, I think the defense's objection as well, that goes to the weight that this court can give those to not give those records, not the admissibility of those records, because while it doesn't encompass straight up to the January 9th, it does encompass a several-year period for her where, as again, an offer of proof, the doctor is going to say there was nothing life-threatening that he saw in these records.
Okay, so that's why he's pretty much there. He's going to pretty much attest to the medical records for Nazaya that there was nothing medically wrong with her up until that particular time of January 9th, 2024.
And then a lot of smarter cases, they usually do make those findings and point that out.
Crushing will now be the finish. E equals 18. Doctor, do you recognize that document?
Yes, I do.
And are those the records that you reviewed to come to a conclusion in this case as to the review of those records?
Yes.
And did you ultimately write a report as to your conclusions on your review of those records?
Yes.
May I approach that?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's been marked as people's proposed 42. Do you recognize that document that I handed you, a proposed 42, Doctor?
Yes.
And is that your report that you wrote after you reviewed the records in Exhibit 18?
Yes.
What's the exhibit number on this, Doctor?
Exhibit 42.
And at this time, Judge, I move to admit people's proposed 42.
And I'm objecting to this, Your Honor.